Hey everyone, welcome back. Before we dive into today's surprisingly mind-bending topic, I just want to send a huge wave of positive energy your way. Seriously, wherever you are in the world, I hope you're feeling fantastic, taking good care of yourselves, and staying healthy. That's the most important thing. Okay, grab your favorite snack, maybe even a banana, because we're about to talk about something that sounds absolutely ridiculous but is completely true. Bananas are technically berries. Yeah, you heard that right. Those long, yellow fruits we slice onto cereal or blend into smoothies? According to the strict rules of botany, the science of plants, bananas qualify as berries. Meanwhile, things we call berries, like strawberries and raspberries? Botanists say, nope, not berries at all. It sounds like some kind of fruit-based prank, but stick with me, because understanding why reveals some fascinating secrets about how plants work and how we classify the world around us. It all comes down to some very specific definitions that scientists use, definitions that often clash with how we use words in everyday life. So, what makes a berry in the eyes of a botanist? It's not about size, color, sweetness, or whether it grows on a bush. It's all about the structure of the fruit, specifically how it develops from the flower of the plant. A true botanical berry has to meet three main criteria. First, it must develop from a single flower that has just one ovary. Think of the ovary as the part of the flower that contains the potential seeds, the ovules. Second, the berry needs to have a fleshy interior, not dry and hard like a nut. And third, this fleshy fruit must contain multiple seeds embedded inside that flesh. This is the key part that often trips people up. The seeds have to be inside the fruit itself. Now, let's look at a banana. A banana flower is a pretty amazing thing, often growing on a huge stalk. That flower has one ovary. After pollination, though many bananas we eat don't actually need it, more on that later, that single ovary develops into the banana fruit. The inside is definitely fleshy and soft. And, if you've ever looked closely at a banana, especially a wild one or some varieties, you'll see those little black dots running through the center? Those are the seeds. They are embedded within the fleshy part of the fruit. So, it ticks all the boxes: single flower, single ovary, fleshy interior, multiple seeds inside. By the strict botanical definition, it's a berry. Now, here's where things get really wild and why this feels so counterintuitive. Think about fruits we commonly call berries. Take a strawberry. It develops from a flower that has many tiny ovaries, not just one. What we think of as the seeds on the outside, those little yellow dots. Those are actually the true fruits, each containing a single seed. The red, fleshy part we love to eat is mostly a swollen part of the flower stem, the receptacle, not the ovary itself. Because it comes from one flower with many ovaries, and the fleshy part isn't derived from those ovaries, a strawberry is technically classified as an aggregate accessory fruit, definitely not a berry. Raspberries and blackberries are similar. They are clusters of many tiny driplets, little stone fruits, like miniature peaches, each coming from its own tiny ovary in one flower. So, they are aggregate fruits, not berries. Blueberries, however? They do meet the definition. They develop from a single flower with a single ovary, have a fleshy interior, and contain multiple small seeds inside. Blueberries are true botanical berries, just like bananas. Cranberries and grapes are also true berries. And here's another curveball: tomatoes, eggplants, kiwis, and even chili peppers also fit the botanical definition of a berry. They all come from a single flower with one ovary, have a fleshy interior, and contain seeds embedded within. So, your banana and your tomato are berry cousins. But wait, you might be thinking, hold on. The bananas I buy from the store hardly have any seeds at all. They're just little black specks, nothing like the seeds in a blueberry or a grape. That's a really important point and brings us to the magic, and human manipulation, behind the bananas we eat. Wild bananas are a different story. They are packed with large, hard, black seeds. You definitely wouldn't want to bite into one. They look much more obviously like a fruit fulfilling the multiple seeds inside requirement. The bananas we enjoy today, primarily the Cavendish variety that fills supermarket shelves worldwide, are the result of thousands of years of selective breeding by humans. Ancient farmers discovered mutant banana plants that produced fruit without needing pollination and without developing mature seeds. This seedless development is called parthenocarpy. Instead of large, viable seeds, these bananas just have tiny, undeveloped, sterile black specks, the vestigial remnants of seeds, embedded in the flesh. We bred these seedless mutants because, obviously, seedless bananas are much easier and more pleasant to eat. So, while the Cavendish banana appears seedless, botanically, it still fits the definition. Those tiny black specks are the seeds, they're just incredibly underdeveloped and non-functional. The structure, developing from a single ovary, fleshy interior, seeds, even tiny ones. Inside, remains the same. It's like a berry that decided to skip the whole making big seeds step. Understanding bananas as berries also helps explain some other things about how they grow. Bananas don't grow on trees. The banana tree is actually a giant herb, the world's largest herb, in fact. What looks like a trunk is made up of tightly packed leaf sheaths. The fruit grows on a stalk that emerges from the center of this herb, arising from the flower structure we talked about. Bananas grow in clusters called hands, small groups of individual bananas, which together make up a larger bunch. Each individual banana is a finger. And each finger, developing from that single ovary in the flower, is our botanical berry. It's fascinating how this classification connects to the very biology of the plant. The berry structure protects the developing seeds within the flesh. In wild bananas, the fleshy part attracts animals to eat the fruit, hopefully dispersing the seeds later. In our cultivated bananas, while the seeds are useless, the plant still produces the enticing fleshy fruit, relying on humans to propagate it. We do this by planting cuttings or pups that grow from the base of the plant. So, the berry form persists, even if the seed dispersal strategy changed dramatically thanks to human intervention. So, the next time you peel a banana, take a second to appreciate its botanical identity. You're not just eating a convenient yellow fruit, you're eating a genuine berry, sharing a scientific classification with grapes, blueberries, tomatoes, and kiwis. It's a perfect example of how the scientific world often categorizes things based on fundamental biological structures and processes, which can be completely different from how we categorize things in our everyday language based on taste, use, size, or appearance. Words like berry, nut, or vegetable have very specific meanings in the kitchen that often don't align with their meanings in the plant science lab. A banana being a berry isn't just a quirky fact. It's a window into understanding plant reproduction, evolution, and the incredible impact humans have had through agriculture. It challenges our assumptions and reminds us that nature doesn't always fit neatly into the boxes we create. It's also a bit of fun. Imagine the look on someone's face when you tell them their banana smoothie is technically a berry smoothie. Hopefully, this gives you a whole new appreciation for this humble, ubiquitous fruit and the surprising world of botany hidden within your fruit bowl. Thanks for learning with me today. Stay healthy and curious.